Welcome back, guys. I have no idea why I just did that creepy thing, but okay. Alright, guys, welcome back to my channel. So, today we're going to be discussing 5 small business mistakes you can and should avoid. So, I've been talking here and there about financial mistakes and all that stuff. These are mistakes that are not necessarily financial, but really can make or break you. Like, yeah, you need to be very careful. It's always the small things that kind of snowball into bigger things. So let's get into it. Right, so we got our trusty little notebook. We're going to be talking business mistakes you can and should avoid. Right, number 1. Don't be a fancy pants. And I said it like this because I wanted to be witty. But yeah, basically, don't do too much. Okay? Like when you start off your business, it's all about basics. Your product must look good. I get it. Like it has to look good and look appealing to the customer. But don't go overboard with it. Like your product should not cost you so much that regardless of how many sales you make, you're making a loss. Okay? Make it make sense. Put your packaging, like you can beautify your packaging over time. Like every business has started off basic and then ended up somewhere different. Like the biggest example is Coca-Cola. If you see their first bottle and what their bottles look like now, it's like east and west, guys. Like it's different. Because also you must understand your customers' likes and dislikes change over time. So you're going to be constantly revamping your product. You're going to be making it prettier, you're going to make it better, make it more accessible, smaller, cooler, whatever. Don't do everything at the beginning so that you're now stuck with, how do I then make this better? And now you don't know how to make your product better. That's why don't be a fancy pants at the beginning, because then you're shooting yourself in the foot. It means now when you want to revamp your product or make it better, you've already hit the ceiling. Like, come on, don't be that guy. Like, make it cool, but also make it scalable and make it possible for it to grow. Because if you don't, you're then going to be stuck with a product that you now can't change. Some products are great that you don't need to change. That's fine. But there's always that you need to do to your product every maybe 5-10 years. So yes, in that sense, don't make it difficult for your product to be able to be changed or adapted. Don't be a fancy pants. Number 2, when you don't set goals for your business. Now, I know a lot of people tell you, set a goal, set this, set that. And it sounds like it's too much at times. But if you don't set goals for yourself, it's like you're just coasting. So if you don't say, I want to hit the 20K mark by such and such a time, or I want to hit this much by this much a time, you've got nothing to look forward to. And it'll kind of make you feel like you've got like a constantly to some degree you have a constantly moving target. But what it does for you is you'll push hard and you'll push hard and you'll push for you to reach that 20K mark. And when you've reached that 20K mark, new things will come to it. Maybe you have more followers, you have more customers. You have to grow and you have to expand. So that goal will become insignificant, quote unquote. So you can now have a new mark. You can now have a 100K mark after you've hit the 20K mark, because it's more attainable. Because you can't start from day one saying, I want to make $1 million. Hi. Rome wasn't built in a day. Stages. So you can say you want to be a millionaire by 2025. That's a goal, and that's something you're working towards. So now you know that goal has a lot of mini goals that you need to achieve to get to that 2025. $1 million by 2025. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you set goals for yourself and for your business, you grow with some sort of focus and some sort of order. And now when you're going to places like banks, or when you go to people who want to invest in you, or if an investor approaches you and says, what are your goals, what are your targets for 2025, for 2030, for 2040, for 2050? And if you go to a business meeting and you have no answers for those questions, my guy, people are going to look at you and go, so what are you in business to do? Like, do you want to make money? Do you want to help people? Like, what is it? Because I just stated money goals. Some people's business are social entrepreneurship. They're there to help this many people by that time. It can be, I want to eradicate poverty by this much. I want to serve or get 20 kids into school by 2021. Like, it's a target of some sort. And it's attainable. Once you know where you want to go, you can plot the steps to where you want to go. And you'll grow bit by bit, and you'll get somewhere. So, set goals to have actual growth that makes sense, not just sporadic things. Don't grow like a mold. Grow like a tree that has focus. Right. Chasing other people's markets. Now, right, this is also in line with set goals. When you set goals, you know who's your target market and where you want to go and how you want to grow your business. When you don't have goals, you'll just target anything. So today you'll be like, oh, okay, sneakers are the thing. Let me go to sneakers. Oh, tomorrow, heels are the thing. Let me go there. Oh, tomorrow, tracks are the thing. Where are you growing your business? Are you going to specialize in just footwear? Are you going to specialize in clothing? Are you going to specialize in women's clothing or men's clothing? Like, there has to be some form of direction. Don't chase other people's things just because that person's stuff is making sense today. Chasing other people's markets will ruin your business. Like, you'll start to look all over the place. You won't have a solid customer base if you chase other people's market. And you will not be able to grow your business sustainably. Because today you'll have sales of 50,000. Tomorrow you have 0. Just because you weren't focusing on your target market. Have a target market for your business, and that's the only one that you're going to follow. It can change. That doesn't mean it doesn't change. It can change. And you can have, your target market can have like a myriad of things that it's described as. So me saying you have a target market doesn't mean stay there and don't even move. No, sometimes you have to pivot because things change. Economies change, people change. Their needs are going to evolve and adapt. That you can do. However, don't just chase this today, tomorrow it's that, next week it's that. Focus. Streamline yourself. Because you can't be a jack of all trades because you'll become a master of none. And that means your business will just be basic. It'll do the bare minimum. That's not what we want in this channel. We're about greatness and exceeding and excellence. That's just it. Don't just be wayward and all over the place. Streamline yourself. Focus. Yes? Got it. And number 4, neglecting your financials. Woo, this is a very important one. Right. I know when you're a startup, not everyone has financial acumen. Not everyone knows what a balance sheet is or what a trial balance is or what a cash book is. That's fine. But please always ensure that you have the basics. Like, you're doing just the basic income and expenditure, like today this much came in and I spent this much. If you start off like that, even when you're making one sale and your expenses are like 5,000, as you grow, this habit will stay with you and you'll be able to do it on a larger scale. When you can now afford an accountant and you just give him this stuff that, oh, I spent this much this week and I received this much. The accountant is somewhere to start off, because you don't want a situation where the taxman comes for you and says, your bank account says this, but you are saying this. Where's the disparity? And then suddenly someone's charging you tax that you don't know where it's coming from. And that's the main reason you need to get your financials in order at the beginning. Like, you should always have them have some sort of order, because tax is what always kills you. The taxman will come to you and go, and wait, taxman doesn't come to you when you're still small and you don't have much money to give. No. They come to you and it's now, I am supposed to be claiming 200 million from you. And you're all like, huh, but my income is only 5 million. 200 million from where? And they start telling, oh, when you were spending, you did this, and then you did this. Remember that time when you bought that computer for your office? Yeah, this. And you didn't do any deductibles. You forgot that all that charity that you were doing, you didn't record it. That's a tax deductible. That's very good for you. But because you weren't paying attention, you've now lost all those deductibles. And now the taxman is like, I have no record, so I can't deduct. So run me my money. So please, don't neglect your financials. if you can, nowadays there's so many different websites where you can get like a template for an income and expenditure. Once you have that, at least, an accountant can come and beautify it and do the things. So just learn how to have that. Number 5, guys, being persistent. In other words, not being able to pivot. Now, guys, pivoting is a very important aspect of business. What this means basically is being able to adjust and change with your market as its needs change. So, as we all know, COVID has caused a lot of companies to turn digital. A lot of companies in Africa were very store people based. And now for them to keep continuing making money, they've had to go digital, start using e-commerce a bit more, because we can't interact as much as we used to. We have to social distance, we have to do all these other things, which means basically you have to go online. And a lot of stores have gotten left behind, they've lost sales because of this reason. It's happened even in Europe. I know Primark has got no online presence and they suffered a lot from it, from closing up. So it's something that you really need to do because your market still needs your products, they still want it, and they just want you to adjust to their needs with whatever's happening in the current economy, in the world as a whole. So you need to be able to do that. The same idea works with the business idea. Sometimes your idea doesn't work for that country. You need to pivot. Doesn't mean the idea won't work completely if you don't change it. You just need to adjust it to your market. Just like things like Uber, Bolt, Taxify, those things. They work in the same. The guys just had to adjust and use EcoCash and Telecash and all those on their platforms instead of just putting MasterCard and Visa, because our economy doesn't use those things. So your platform has to adjust. So I don't know if I'm making sense. Things like that. Or let's say your customers don't want, I'm trying to think of random ideas. But yeah, I think you kind of get the gist. That is the basis of it, being able to adapt to your market and your customer base. Because if you don't, you will get booted out. Same thing like how people use Bolt and Uber instead of using taxis and combis. It's because of the availability. Like the process of waiting for a combi is a lot. When I know I can call up Uber to come exactly when I want, when I'm ready to leave my house and that kind of thing, I'm willing to pay the extra $50. But you as a combi guy can't now complain and say that Uber guy is taking my business. No. You find a way to get more, maybe get more combis, or get a timetable maybe and become more orderly. Have a bus stop that has a timetable like they do in the UK. The buses will tell you they come every 5 to 8 minutes. And you know if I leave my house, I can catch the bus. Things like that. Because it makes it so much easier for your customer to adapt to you. But if your customer feels like you're not adapting to me, don't just go to someone else. So pivot, guys. It's important. And that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys learned something new today. Be it 1 thing or 5 things. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And continue coming back if you're already a subscriber. Thanks for being part of the family. If you're not, please do join and call your friends and your family and your colleagues and everybody and anybody you know to come subscribe and come watch my videos. Every little bit counts, and like and comment below here, guys. It helps, eh? I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.